Hey guys, my name is Miska and welcome to Overwatch Central. It's time for kind of a news and community happenings type of video. Let's get to it. There was a PTR patch actually late yesterday, and it wasn't quite what we expected, to some degree at least, but it did contain some of the stuff that we knew would be coming, and that is the Overwatch League skins that were added for the 8 new teams. So that's 8 teams with 29 heroes in the game and 2 skins for each hero with the home and away version. So 464 new color combinations with the Overwatch League team branding added to the game, and yeah, that's a whole lot of skins that you can choose from. Some of these actually look really good. Even if you ignore the Overwatch League team branding and you don't care about that stuff, you can just look at the different color combinations, and man, I imagine a lot of the red and black Toronto Defiant skins will be pretty popular. They almost look a little bit Talon-like, but yeah, they look really cool. Of course, you buy this for the Overwatch League tokens. I imagine all of these skins will go live on the main client in not too long. Some people pointed out that some of them look a little bit different from what they looked in the sort of brand reveals for the different teams. But either way, cool regardless. With that PTR patch as well, there were unfortunately not any balance changes or any interesting gameplay changes like that made, but there were quite a lot of bug fixes to both maps and of course heroes, abilities and such, and that's always good to have in there too. Some of these have been a long time coming. I'll leave the patch notes in the description, of course. Now on top of that, there was this tweet and sort of general topic that I wanted to really discuss in this video and bring up, and that has to do once again kind of with locking compositions and almost having a role queue type thing, as Shore4, a professional Overwatch player for the Los Angeles Gladiators, tweeted the following: "I think artificially locking comps to 2-2-2 is needed for Overwatch. This will allow for fine-tuning of heroes and allow for more diverse heroes to be created." And Shore4 tends to tweet quite a lot of stuff like this, just changes that he'd like to see be made to the game, and it's good because a lot of discussion is kind of spawned around it. I've seen a lot of people bring up the fact that this would limit the game quite a lot as well, and it's very true. It would really remove, as iStuck said for example, a lot of the identity and sort of creativity in the compositions for Overwatch. And to some degree it wouldn't be as interesting because you wouldn't all of a sudden have like a random 3 support or 4 DPS comp come out in the Overwatch League or anything like that. But I feel like it's still something important to discuss and consider. I've talked about this so much on the channel already, but it's good to kind of come back to this and almost be a bit more realistic around it, because as limiting as it sounds that it could be, or as limiting as it actually will be, at this point I feel like it's definitely an option to once again at least try out. It'd be so interesting to see how this would actually affect the game in the long run, but naturally there's gonna be a lot of people that are kind of torn on this. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about this, and not just kind of a yeah, I'd like to see 2-2-2 or no, 2-2-2 sucks, but more kind of what you think would be the best solution there, because I think this is something important that once again we don't want to let go of this type of discussion, because then there's never really gonna be any changes. That's mostly it for the Overwatch stuff actually. Just at the end of this video I wanted to also highlight the Heroes of the Storm community and their esports scene, as Blizzard recently shut down Heroes of the Storm esports from their side essentially. They sort of cancelled and shut down the HGC, which is kind of like their Overwatch League in a way, as well as Heroes of the Dorm, a pretty well-known collegiate esports competition. With that there was also kind of a message to the community where the HotS team were talking about changes that would happen to the actual game and that they were setting up for long-term sustainability. All in all, people are looking at this as kind of killing off HotS almost in a way. So if you guys watch any HotS streamers or any HotS YouTubers or anything like that, then definitely go support them. I think they'll really appreciate it around this time. Of course, some third-party leagues and other sort of tournaments within Heroes of the Storm will still be a thing, but this really diminishes the entire esports scene for that game as a whole, of course. Some of those developers might actually come to Overwatch, as highlighted in that same message as well, that they're taking away some of the Heroes devs and putting them into other Blizzard games. And with the way Overwatch events have been recently, maybe this can be a good thing for Overwatch. I don't know if they're gonna change focus up a little bit or if we're gonna see anything change at all. But I wanted to highlight this HotS story as it was pretty important and a pretty major thing for Blizzard esports as a whole. Alright, that's everything for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more Overwatch content of course, and I'll see you guys next time.